Alright, good night, everybody. What is this nonsense? What is this? How you guys doing? Mydroll, Dundersnuff, Muju Sen, welcome in. You guys are having a good evening at this point. Good. What's up, guys? I'm just gonna get right into painting. I did not do any painting last night. I was out of the house and then too tired to do anything, so we're gonna continue right where we picked up, right where we dropped off or stopped yesterday. We're gonna pick up right where we left off. That's the phrase. I'm not with it today, guys. Welcome in. Twitching. Yeah, you're always twitching and driving though. Nothing out of the ordinary. Dang it. I cannot get these right. How you guys doing today? Go for it, painting. Welcome in on YouTube. How you doing? I'm going to continue on highlighting the silver on all these minis. And hopefully I can get this done today. I think tonight with the Patreon hangout, try to get some more colors done. See what's possible. Whoa, good morning to you. How you doing? Oh man. It's Wednesday today? It's Wednesday today. What do you guys have going on? Sick? You're working from home? Nah, that sucks. Or are you saying like sick? Or are you saying you are like ill? I don't know. I mean, working from home's nice. It sucks to be sick if that's what's going on though. You did say sick, so you are working from home, so I guess you are actually sick. That's too bad. Sucks feeling cruddy. Congestion cold since Sunday. Lame. I cleared out the work inbox. All right, nice. From being sick like a week ago. Man, my day's already been way too busy. I did have a fun evening last night though. I did get to play a game of Horus Heresy, so that was a lot of fun. Played a new opponent. Um, I suspect I may have met this guy about 10 years ago, and I have my reasonings for suspecting that. But he was a very nice person. Might meet him play another game. He saw my Thousand Suns and immediately was like, "I need a Space Wolf army," which is pretty funny. But yeah, so we had a good time. It was good to hang out and play some Warhammer. I had an incredibly lucky moment. Actually, a couple really lucky moments. With that game though. My opponent brought a Spartan, which if you're not familiar with the Spartan assault tank, it's the big Land Raider. Hobby HD, I'm really liking 3.0. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Once you kind of figure out like how the rules are laid out with like how things are worded and stuff, it's really simple. to kind of grasp the individual rules and stuff, but it still feels like the same game, but it plays a lot better. So I have not had a moment actually playing 3.0 where I was uh, like, man, this game it's just so much different from 2.0. Like, in a negative way. Like, there are positives, but a lot of the positives are like they cleaned up this rule and they made this make sense and all of that. So yeah, I'm really enjoying 3.0. But you got Magic cards at Micro Center. I didn't realize Micro Center sold Magic cards, but that sounds about right. Yeah. Jeez. So my opponent took a Spartan, and tanks in general are very tough now, especially armor 14 stuff with more than 6 hull points specifically end up being incredibly difficult to kill. And land raiders can like react and return fire now, which is something they couldn't do before. So it's a very daunting prospect to kill any land raider, let alone a 10 hull point Spartan with just massive las cannons on the side, like las cannon arrays on the side and stuff. Like it's a really tough tank. So my opponent brought a Spartan and had despoilers and some characters in it, which was really cool. And I had a couple anti-tank. I had a couple good anti-tank weapons, but one of them I had was a Vindicator with a laser destroyer. It's like a Magna laser destroyer or something is what it's called. It's a little 2-shot thing, and if I happen to get both shots hit and both shots pin, my opponent doesn't have any like saves, like damage mitigation, like reactions on the tank, then I can one-shot a Spartan. Well, first turn of the game, he moves up. He shoots at my Vindicator with his Land Raider. So he puts both of his sponsons, the las cannon arrays in there, which is, I think, 4 shots. Which can easily one-shot. It can one-shot my Vindicator. He shoots at it. He misses with 3 shots. And then fails to pin. He rolls a 1 on the penetration on the 4th one. I was like, wow, that was incredibly lucky. The fact that I just survived a full salvo from a Land Raider that could have easily destroyed this thing. But I was like, all right, well, I go into my turn. I'm like, I know what's going to happen. I'm going to shoot at this Land Raider, and he's going to return fire as a reaction, and he's just going to kill my Vindicator. But you know what? I'm going to do it anyway because I don't have better targets, and it seems like the cool things to do. And Misfit, what's going on? Good morning. John Lockridge, good morning. Last time I shot at a Land Raider with my Vindicator, it missed both of its shots, so I was just kind of expecting that to happen. Well, I hit with both my shots. And then I roll and I pin with both my shots, and I destroy the Land Raider, the Spartan assault tank, outright. And he didn't get to return fire because he blew up. And that was just kind of that. And I was like, wow, my 140 point tank just destroyed a 400 plus point Land Raider in a single shot, which, again, those tanks are very tough, and I got really lucky with it. But crazy amount of luck. Get my inspiration recently from people who do retro Warhammer videos. Yeah, okay, cool, very cool. That is a really cool place to get motivation. I know there is a guy. There's like an Old Hammer guy. There's a couple like Old Hammer YouTubers. There was a guy I was watching his video the other day, and he was doing a video about what were the most like OP broken things throughout 40K's history. It was crazy. I was like, man, this takes me back. The Guard Leaf Blower list and the Knob Bikers and the Eldar, every edition doing something. Like, it's just crazy. Olden Demon, yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Finished yesterday's VOD, rolling right in the stream. Alright, Misfit. Thanks. Good to hear. I don't know if I'm gonna be streaming super long, guys. I am like wiped out right now. So tired. Quite a few Old Hammer channels, yeah. Miniscape? Okay, I think I've heard of Miniscape. I may have seen some stuff from them. You watched that one? Nice. Yeah, that was a cool video. Really brings back nostalgia from like reading Daka Daka back in like 2007 or whatever, and like seeing what everybody complained about what was the most powerful thing. Did you see my question about pigments and mineral spirits? No, I didn't. Did you post that in chat here or not? Dunder Stuff on track for my last classes for your Associate of Arts, fall 2026. Oh, very cool. University of Florida, huh? Nice. Well, congratulations, Dunder Snuff, guys. Give Dunder Snuff a congrats. I know I was messing with the pigments and mineral spirits, and it wasn't quite doing it. I'll have to find your question. Yeah. Oh, and the hobby advice. Okay. Escape ended up getting me to paint brown before adding gold. Oh yeah, that's cool. Which will help me find joy in the hobby. See him showcase his Night Lords. Made me see my armies in a new light. That's awesome. Yeah, that's great. I know I've seen Miniscape. I'll have to look them up though. I love that. That's great. Great for you and great for them. What's up, Raja? Good morning. It's a fixer. It worked really well. It's pricey for what you get. You can't get it locally. Right. Yeah, I can get mine locally, but it's expensive anyway. The fixer. Pigment fixer. But I did find out what I realized with my my Fellblade is when you're putting the diluted like solution of weathering pigments on a surface, and it comes out streaky, or you're just not happy with how it turns out, and you should varnish your mini before you do this anyway, so this should already be a thing right before you put your pigments on. But you can take some mineral spirits and just use a brush, just dip in mineral spirits and just start working into it, and you can wipe away the excess. You can adjust and like shift where it ends and everything. So I ended up doing that on my Fellblade a lot. I played with it and moved that pigment around a ton until I was really happy with it. So these minis take forever. This is the last sword guy though. Now when making my Night Lord's army, I'm going to do what looks cool and what I like. Plague Marines, Raptors, and Big Claws. Yeah, hey, that's cool. I'm excited. I have a Centurion from my Thousand Sons who has double Lightning Claws, and I'm excited to paint him. And it's actually going to be Zendral in the painting cabal. So I'm excited to field that many. Lightning Claws are really good in 3rd edition. They're really good. Decals are done on my Fellblade. Oh yeah, good stuff. Hammer the Backlog is another good one, mostly blog based, but it's a lot of retro Warhammer. That's cool. I have an old mini. I'll have to show you guys. Someone gifted me an old mini. Varnish before pig. That's what I do. I think it's a habit from before I was using like fixer mediums and stuff. where I didn't want the varnish, like my varnish application just blow all the pigment powder away. But yeah, if you want to kind of toy with it and adjust it, you need to put the varnish on before. So I don't bother varnishing after the pigment goes on because I think it changes how it looks, but also I don't think it needs it. Before and after, depending on how I want the pigment to look. That's fair. Yeah, yeah. Definitely a preference thing, right? There is a new channel in Discord, and I would encourage you guys. And some people commented that they would be interested in a channel like this, but I made an army showcase channel. So a lot of the times we're working through our projects and our minis, and we paint that next squad, or we paint that whatever, and we share a picture, and then that's it. I'm like, yeah, I added this to my army, and then that's kind of it. I made a channel that you can show like all of it together. You want a single glorious photo shoot of your army to show off, like that's the place. Or maybe it's not an army, maybe it's a kill team, or a Blood Bowl team, or your Trench Crusade, whatever you call those. Yeah, just any of that kind of stuff. Like, I just figured that would be a good place, kind of separate from the finished projects. And the finished projects channel moves a little fast too, so this way your army kind of gets to show itself off for a bit of a more, I guess, extended period of time, a little more focus in the channel. So I posted the first pictures, and it's my Thousand Suns from June. So it's before 3rd edition came out, before I had some other things. I think within a week or two I had painted like 2 more squads for that army after I took that photo. But I want a tank spree at the moment. Got a Fellblade, Typhon, Spartan, 2 Land Raider. Oh man, I want more Land Raider carriers. But that is a lot. Feels good to finally have a bit of hobby mojo back. Yeah, it's good. I'm happy about that. What's giving you the inspiration? What's giving you the motivation, Mood Juice? Just tanks in general, or you find it somewhere else? It just comes and goes. Project to make an army display board, so do photo shoots for whole armies. That's really cool. Yeah, I'll have this Prospero terrain soon. I'm going to take some pictures with this Prospero terrain unpainted. I have to show you guys what Zen printed me this week. He printed it real quick. He told me I'd be waiting a while, and he printed it all this week. So kudos to Zen. But this incredible piece of terrain. I am so excited for this, and it's really interactive. And I have a ton of plans with what I'm going to do to make it more interesting. But it's essentially a courtyard piece. I don't know if you'd necessarily call it a courtyard, but I'm calling it like a central like display piece, but it's not just a giant ruin. It's not a corner ruin at all, and it's interactive. Like minis can move up and be on top of it, and I'm going to use it with I have some palm trees that I'm going to put, so I'm going to try to make it look like very Oasis like. So hoping to find a group near it. Yeah. Comes and goes, but on a bit of advantage, I think, because 3.0. Yeah. Blue Juice, are you in the US? Or are you like in the UK? I can't remember. The UK, yeah, man, I feel like there'd be groups all over the place in the UK. My mind goes to like, UK is small. It's a small country, so, what do you mean you can't find a group? The guy I played last night drove, I think, about 2 hours. Like freeway driving 2 hours to meet me for a game. So, and we basically scheduled a game like 2 or 3 weeks from now. because of like how his work schedule is or something. But not that far away from Manchester, in the middle of nowhere, and you don't drive. Yeah, yep, that would affect things. Yeah, not driving does reduce your range a bit. Makes things a bit further away, right? That's fair. That's fair. It's very American of me to just assume people have cars, right? And just jump on the highway and go somewhere. Yeah, I hope you can find a group though. Like I said, I've been having fun. I've been doing a lot of like teaching and learning games. But I'm ready to play someone who wants to let me put my Fellblade on the board. 4 hours over to the next major city for a tournament is a nice weekend trip. That, I mean, unironically, like, yes, people do that for like a day trip for tournaments. Not like an off, like a common, like frequent thing, but I have driven 3 hours to the next city to do a tournament and drove back that evening. You did it last month? Yeah, there you go. There you go. Maybe it's not needing a car payment, insurance, and gas bill, though. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, we got all that. Let's get his helmet. Drove down Friday, spent the night, played the tournament, drove back after. That's solid. And I used to love going out to tournaments for the weekend. It was like my jam before my son was born. I was like a big like tournament player for tabletop games. The glory days, you know? Big enough now. Doing so is now available. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I want to be able to take my son with me to tournaments and stuff, you know, get him to play in them and everything. Go to tournaments, but kind of want to play at least once beforehand. Oh yeah, that's fair. That's fair. You don't want to jump into a tournament when it's your first game. I'm sure your opponents would appreciate you knowing the rules and stuff too. Introvert, I want my alone time. It's usually on the weekends. That's true, Raja. Yeah, very true. Last Saturday, never played Dead Zone before. I played a game of Halo. You went and played at a tournament. I still have. I think I went in on the original Kickstarter for Dead Zone and really didn't like it. Like, I think I still have like my box and everything with like most of the minis just unassembled in it from years and years ago. And man, did I not like that game. That was also like the first edition, but you know, I'm sure they've improved it since then, but I just did not care for it. Can't wait for payday on Friday. Some STLs I need for your Brastus Anointing Conclave. Are those the Saturnine? Alright, we were done with sword, guys. That's cool. Yeah, nice. I'll get around to my Saturnine eventually. I'm not in like a rush. The Saturnine Terminators have been the least interesting thing in Heresy for me. It's cool that we got a like an Arcana form and everything in Thousand Suns, but even that Arcana is not very good. It'll be a long-term project. That's cool. Yeah, so I have a couple Terminators and the Praetor assembled, but that's about where I am right now, and I have a lot of other things I want to do instead of that, so I'll be working on those. Hey, Jaded Valkyrie, welcome. Yes, we have a new channel in Discord, so if you got pictures, army pictures, I would love to see them. It's a good excuse to do a cool photo shoot. Post them up. Oh, I actually have Specialist Terminator. That's true. Yeah, that is technically. Were they the only ones without a Specialist Terminator unit? I'm trying to think of another Legion that doesn't. Yeah, yeah. So they're now part of the club. Long while till I have my army everything painted properly. Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Well, hopefully when you're ready, I'm sure the channel will still be there. The guys I'm painting, these are Emperor's Children. I want to say they're called Tormentors. They are the 40k Emperor's Children minis. It's their basic infantry. It's the Bolter variant. After these 20 minis are done, I have Noise Marines to paint. And then done with these guys. Yeah, they got the pink on them. I don't often get to paint pink. Yeah, it's a nice change of pace. torso here, and then we go to the helmet. Got 5 more dudes to do after this. Cloak recipe good enough. Figure out the armor. Nice, nice. What army is that for again? Jaded Valkyrie. Battlefield is scary. Talk about the new Battlefield game. I haven't played a Battlefield game since Bad Company, maybe? Dark Angel's successor. Okay, okay. Nice, yeah, so you got your work cut out for you. Yeah, I'm also terrible at any kind of like shooter game, so just mainly play strategy games. I have the reaction speed of a dead fish. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I've always had pretty terrible like reaction times or like hand-eye coordination when it comes to like shooters and everything, but as I've gotten older, it's gotten worse. That's 15 down. Oh yeah, no one wants to be beaten by children in video games. It's embarrassing, right? Painting goals and techniques to learn. Nice. Yeah, I don't even like enjoy RTSs as much anymore. Everything is too like micro dependent, and it's all like, you know, reaction time, like MLG. I gotta do all these things, and I don't prefer those games. Like I think like Total War is a good example of kind of that shift, that modern shift where, you know, back in the day, Rome Total War, Medieval 2 Total War, like those games, you would play a battle and the battle might last 45 minutes. You know, it's just one battle as part of your campaign, but you know, the units move, you know, they walk or run if you make them run, and you know, they fight, and it's you know, like a big grinding fight. And as soon as they got into kind of Empire Total War but more Shogun 2, which, you know, I love both those games, don't get me wrong, but they changed their engine. They started speeding, they sped up the battles significantly. So, you know, battle in Shogun lasts maybe 10 minutes, but like that's nice for a campaign if you want to play a campaign in a couple days. But it's too, like, everything moves so fast and things die so fast that it's hard to micro through that, and it's only gotten worse with with Warhammer and yeah, getting to Rome 2 and everything. Like, yeah, Medieval 2 is the best for the mods. I bought Medieval 2 specifically for the Third Age mod. That was my whole like motivation for buying that. But Rome Total War was like my early high school, probably late middle school gaming experience. Like, that was probably my favorite game. Dislike about old games, the battle took so long. The battles took so long. You dislike how the battles took so long? Dang. Alright. Yeah, I'm the opposite. We understand, like, we just get this over with, but I don't want to have to play the whole game in slow motion. It did have war dogs and burning pigs. That's right. Yep. It had Pontus, the greatest faction in Rome Total War. Total War, were they more RTS or turn-based? They're both. So you had like a grand strategy, like almost 4X style map that was turn-based strategy. And then when you went into individual battles with the armies that you built up, it was real time. Can't handle a strategy campaign. It's gonna take me 200 hours. That's fair. That's fair. I like the big kind of stuff. Probably anymore. I don't think that might not be for me anymore. I don't know if my attention span's that good, but one of the things I do like about Paradox games, and there's not a lot to like about Paradox as a developer, because they're pretty like anti-consumer, but the Paradox games are basically made to be played in pause. So they're not turn-based, they're real time, but they're 4X games. But you do everything in